Welcome today. We are very fortunate to get to work with Ohio's FFA officers on a regular basis. And this year, as the national convention is going on, is no exception. And every year, we always try to catch up with some of the state officers from Ohio at the national convention. And this year, it's of course virtual. So we are going to catch up with them virtually. We have Bethany Starlin, who's the president, Paige Teeters, and Joe Hildebrandt. And first of all, guys, welcome. Thanks for joining us today. And Bethany, do you want to just sort of introduce the team and talk a little bit about yourself and maybe some of your experiences so far with the national convention?
Yes, of course. Thank you for those introductions and for having us here today. As I'm sure many people are aware, this year has looked a little bit different than the past years, but that's okay. We've been making the most of it, and definitely that's the same with the national convention experience. You know, in a typical year, we're there to do delegate work, but also to be kind of the hype squad for Ohio FFA, and that's been consistent this year. And I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more later about what that's looked like, but just as always, we've been there to pick members up and congratulate those who have found success, and we've had a lot of fun doing so, and we're honored to do so.
Now, Paige, what's your experience been so far with the national convention? Of course, virtual is all different than it has been in the past, and there are certainly some benefits to being there in person and a lot of excitement, but that doesn't mean it's devoid of excitement or some really positive experiences being virtual. Paige, what have you seen with regard to this year and the virtual component of the national convention?
Yeah, I've seen tons of chapters that normally wouldn't get to go to national convention enjoying the sessions, and also there's been numerous chapters doing the student workshops that the FFA has posted on their website, and I've heard great things about them.
And Joe, there's a number of different sessions. If you look at the schedule, there's things called blue rooms and other kinds of things like that. What is going on there, and what do folks have to what can folks take away from those kind of things?
So the Blue Room is an interactive website that you get to go to, and you get to experience new technologies in agriculture, and you get to just kind of play around with that, and you do it all on your own. So it's a little bit different than what it normally is. Normally they host sessions with speakers in there, but now I believe it's just videos and things that you can just get sort of hands-on experiences in.
Have you guys gotten to participate in any of those kinds of things so far, and how's that gone?
Yeah, I had the opportunity yesterday to kind of navigate through one of the blue rooms, and in a sense, they described it as a virtual Minecraft world, and that's exactly what it looks like. You get to go in there and click around, and there's some sponsor videos. For example, John Deere had provided some different curriculum, and you get to try on different aspects of that, and that's not something you would get to do in person. So it is super neat, and I'm super impressed by it. I highly recommend that everyone check that out before convention is over.
Now, my son plays Minecraft. I'm not sure I know exactly what that is, but isn't it the thing with the sheep and then you build the things and you do all that?
Yes.
All right. Well, it sounds very fancy. I'm sure it is. Now, one thing you mentioned earlier was that it's your job to sort of pep up and be a pep squad for Ohio FFA. And 2020, that's probably been fairly challenging. How have you guys been able to make the most of 2020 in your role on the state officer team? Because that certainly hasn't been easy. There's probably some pros and cons to it. So how have you been able to make it work?
I know a lot of our teammates have been using social media, Instagram stories to hype up the members and congratulate them when they have their successes and be there for them when oftentimes they don't.
And I think one neat thing too is we've been able to reach more members in a sense that since everything is virtual, there's no restrictions on travel time. There's no restrictions on resources in that sense. So we've been able to launch up a Zoom call and have people from all over join that and interact with those members and allow members from all over to meet. For example, tonight we will actually be hosting the virtual Buckeye Bash, which is typically something we would do in person, a big dance party. And we're replicating that tonight online. We have close to 100 members signed up to attend, and they are representing chapters from all over. So we're excited to bring that experience to them and see what that looks like tonight. There's going to be dancing and trivia games and just all sorts of fun activities going on. So we're super excited for that. And that's one of those things that we were able to offer that maybe people weren't expecting. So
Now, are you dancing in your living room, or how's this going to work? I mean, you're doing a, kind of on the computer screen. Is that how it works?
Yes, and it might be awkward, but that's okay. We've learned to embrace that awkwardness.
It can't be any more awkward than me trying to dance just now. It can't be any more awkward than that. And slow dancing, I think, would be a real issue. Potentially. I'm just saying. What's your experience been, Joe, with reaching out to other chapters around the state, both throughout the course of the year and with regard to National Convention?
It's been pretty good. Reaching out for workshops has been something that I've always wanted to do, and of course it does look different this year, but it's just something that I've always looked forward to. So really the hype is still there. I still get to go out and reach out and talk to members during workshops and get to connect with those members, whether it is through online or if it is in person. It's not in person this year, but the online aspect still gives me that ability to connect with FFA members.
Mm-hmm. Now, 2020 is also unique for folks in Ohio because we have the rare opportunity to be part of the fan club of the National FFA president, and being from the home state of Colson McCoy has been a real unique opportunity for FFA members, I would think, in 2020. And it has some that makes it pretty fun, and it makes things pretty exciting to see a fellow Buckeye rise to the level of national president for the FFA. Did you guys get to watch Colson last night give his retiring address, and what are your thoughts?
Yes, we all had the opportunity to join that session and watch as he delivered his retiring address. And I think that one of the most amazing things to me is the impact that I've seen that he's made on social media. There are hundreds of people that have talked about the impact that he's had on their lives and the impact that he's had on this organization. And it's truly a humbling thing to watch how one person from the great state of Ohio, of course, has made such an impact and is leaving such a legacy on this organization. And he's someone that I think a lot of members look up to, and he's going to be that same mentor position for the rest of his life.
And he did that in 2020, no less. Talk about a challenging year to be the National FFA president, but it really does seem like he has made the most of that. What do you, the rest of you, think about having him as a role model here from Ohio and seeing what he has done this year? It's been pretty exciting.
Yeah, I think the leadership that he brings is phenomenal. The message that he had in his retiring address was something that I think we can all relate to. And the members, like Anthony said, they absolutely love Colton. If you go on any Instagram story, you will see them talking about him. And I think his roots in Ohio really make him shine on the national convention stage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is a really great young leader to come out of Ohio, not just for FFA, but for Ohio agriculture in general. What a guy he is, and it's been really fun to watch him address the challenges of 2020 and rise to the occasion of being National FFA president. Now, have you guys been able to interact with members to keep your finger on the pulse of what's going on in terms of award winners? And we had a lot of finalists like usual, and we've had a few award winners here announced in the last couple of days. Have you guys stayed in touch with what's going on there and have any updates for us?
I think one of the neatest things is the way that home chapters are coming together to support their communities, because in a normal year, everyone would just go to the convention and celebrate those award winners and those finalists. However, they've had to go above and beyond and plan events that they wouldn't typically have to plan. The Felicity Franklin FFA chapter has had all of their chapter together hosting a watch party this entire time, of course, socially distanced and following those guidelines, but they've been able to support their members and honor them in a way to make them feel special. And that's been so neat to watch. I know the Cardington FFA chapter had they live streamed and put the general session last night and watched Colson's retiring address on the side of their school, and they all sat in lawn chairs in the parking lot to watch that happen. So it's been really neat to see how chapters have come together to support their members and the rest of Ohio FFA in these extraordinary times.
Mm-hmm. And have you guys been able to participate in any watch parties yourself or anything like that? It seems like it's would be a great excuse to be able to get friends and chapter members together. Have you guys done that sort of thing yourselves?
Yeah, we've been posting some things on our Instagram stories to kind of highlight those members who have been succeeding at the national level, as well as catching up with any chapters that are meeting in person if we've had the opportunity to do so.
Hmm. And I don't know if do you guys get so if you go to the national convention and you sit up in the little suite there, there's little hors d'oeuvres. Do you get little hors d'oeuvres for the watch parties at when you get together with your chapters, or maybe pizza or something? I don't know.
Unfortunately, that hasn't happened yet, but I have my fingers crossed for today.
You got to have high hopes for that sort of thing, I think. We have had a couple proficiency winners. Ohio always does so well at the national level in terms of having finalists. And I think we've had two so far, and I believe they're announcing the last set today. I don't know if that session started yet or not. And then we've got a couple agri-science fair winners as well. And why do you guys think that Ohioans always show up in such large numbers at the national convention in terms of finalists and do so well at the national level? There's got to be something. There must be something in the water here in Ohio to be able to have year in and year out a great crop of finalists and competitors at the national level. What do you think?
Our Ohio FFA members are so passionate about agriculture and FFA that they feel that they need to be up there and recognized. And we are so proud of all of them for being able to be finalists in at the national level.
I think too that, in terms of membership, Ohio isn't necessarily up there in the top 2 or 3. We have nearly 26,000 members. However, it seems that we are always represented on that big stage just as much, if not more than everyone else. And I think that just goes to prove the quality of their members and also the quality of our agricultural educators. We wouldn't be able to make those accomplishments if it weren't for the hard work that they put in, as well as the school administration. So we are so thankful for the village of support that's behind our members and of course the hard work and dedication that's put in by them.
All right, so I want to wrap things up here, and I want to give you each a chance to maybe share something that you've really enjoyed about National Convention so far, and maybe a message for Ohio FFA members as we move forward through the rest of 2020. And I'll start with you, Paige. Are you ready for this? I want one thing that you enjoyed about National Convention, and then maybe a piece of advice you'd share or a message you want to get out to Ohio FFA members. What do you think?
So one of the best things I've enjoyed about National Convention is the retiring addresses. Each one shows the national officers' personalities and the message they've carried themselves the year. Even though this year has been difficult and different, it's still a unique experience, and they've used their special abilities to the best advantages. And one message that I have for IFA members is that, these times are different, but they are once in a lifetime. They say that you wish you were in the good old, you wish you would have known you were in the good old days when they were there. And I to soak up every little minute because these are the good days and better times are coming too.
All right, Joe, your turn. What do you think? What's one thing you've enjoyed about National Convention, and what do you want to tell Ohio FFA members?
This year's National Convention, I've really enjoyed being able to see the reactions of our proficiency winners and our agri-science fair winners. Whenever they announce who has won, they put on the screen a Zoom of those members as they're getting announced, and it's just amazing to see how excited they are. They turn around and hug their parents or hug their advisors, and it makes me feel really good about FFA members and about this organization that I'm representing. And a message that I would give to FFA members is to just get out there and try new things. Try new things in FFA and try new things in life. I've always been told that FFA is like a bank. You get out of it what you put into it. And I like to take that into life, and you get out of life what you put into it.
Very good. Wise words there, Joe. That's good stuff. And we'll save President Bethany Starland for last. What are your thoughts? What have you enjoyed about National Convention, and what do you want FFA members in Ohio to know?
I think one of the coolest things about this year's National Convention is the fact that everyone has had the chance to attend and to participate, in a sense that, normally our sessions have 60,000 members registered. However, this year that's up in the 110, 120,000 area. So we're doubling that attendance, and that's 1/7 of our membership. And that is amazing to me. The tagline for this convention has been, it's a convention for all. And it truly has been. Members from all over the state, all over the country have had the opportunity to attend, to connect virtually. And it's one of the most inspiring things to see the way that our organization has come together in these extraordinary times. As for a message I have for Ohio FFA, keep going, stay positive, I firmly believe that our generation is equipped more than any other to divide and conquer and push through these extraordinary times. And I'll stand by that as we continue to do so. I've seen some of the most amazing things happen this year that probably wouldn't have happened if life was normal. I think that we've found a new appreciation for the time that we're given and for the things that are offered. And Ohio FFA is going to continue to offer those experiences. So do it, take it and run with it. It's your time to shine.
Very good, all of you. Thanks so much to Bethany Starlin, Paige Teeters, and Joe Hildebrand for joining us today. And I will say that for those who maybe haven't been to a national convention in the past, or even a state convention, you cannot help but have your spirits lifted a little bit by being around the enthusiasm and excitement and great leadership of young FFA members. And that's certainly the case this year with the state officers and at the national convention, even in the challenges of 2020. So thank you all for taking the time to chat with us a little bit. Thank you all for tuning in, and thanks to Wilmington College for sponsoring our coverage of the National FFA Convention in 2020.
We are Wilmington College,
where agricultural experience and learning meet.
The leadership and personal development skills I learned in FFA have allowed me to excel in the classroom and in our campus community.
Out of four-year institutions, Wilmington College provides our students with the most hands-on experience starting year one at the academic farm.
At Wilmington College, the farm is our lab.
Because of Wilmington College, I have grown as a person, professional, and leader.
I've been able to further my education as a first-generation college student.
We are Wilmington College. Hands-on learning, hands-on living.